Alright guys, so today we are starting our brand new unit. It will be Unit 5 and we will be learning all about transformations. So, for our first topic we have symmetry, and our notes are basically filled out for us, so this is going to be a very short video. So, the first type of symmetry that we have is line symmetry. So line symmetry is when we can take a picture and we can have it be mapped onto itself by reflection and a line. So when it says think of a mirror image, so if we look at our triangle we have here, if we draw a line directly down the middle, we can see that we would have the same thing on both sides. Okay, so that's what line symmetry is. Okay, so then we have point symmetry. So a figure has point symmetry if the figure is mapped onto itself by rotating the figure 180 degrees about a center point. So that means it's going to look the same when it's upside down. Okay, so what we can do is we can just kind of make a little point in the middle, and we can see that if we turned our paper, so I'm turning it 180 degrees, and you can see that I still have an N right here. Okay? So then we'll turn it back. Alright, and our last thing we have is rotational symmetry. So a figure has rotational symmetry if the figure is mapped onto itself by rotating the figure less than 360 degrees about a center point. So we can think of that like a pinwheel. So when we put a dot in the middle of our little sun right here, so if we turn it like this, so let's say we turn it 90 degrees, okay, still looks the same, right? We can turn it another 90 degrees, still looks the same. We can turn it one more time, still looks the same, okay? So we are back where we started. So I will do a few of these examples down here. So when we're looking at this one, sometimes we can have, so we're going to check all that apply in our practice, okay? Because sometimes you can have line, point, and rotational symmetry. So, like on number 1, when we look at this one, we can say that we have line symmetry, because if we drew a line straight down the middle, then we would have symmetry there. Okay, then we can also have point symmetry, because if we turn it 180 degrees, it's still going to look the same. Okay, then we can also have rotational symmetry as well. Okay, because if we turn it, we can turn it this way, looks the same. Turn it this way, looks the same. All right. Then number 2, so we have an equilateral triangle, so it seems. So we can have line symmetry because we can put a line right down the middle. Then we can also have rotational symmetry because if we turn it, we can turn it this way, right? It looks the same. Turn it again, looks the same. Okay? So then we can also look at one like number 4. So we just know that we have a right triangle here. Okay, if I folded my paper in half, there's no way that I could get line symmetry from this. If I turn my page 180 degrees, that doesn't look the same as where we started. And then there's no way that I can turn this triangle where it will look the same. So we can say that this triangle does not have any symmetry with it. All right, so then we have one like number 7, where we can see that if we drew a line down the middle, we could have line symmetry. So we can't have point symmetry because if we turn it upside down, it's just going to kind of look like a V. Okay, and there's no other way that we can turn it where it's going to look the same. All right, so now you have a second page of practice and your homework sheet to complete.